There's another Aphantasia YouTube clip. This one is about a combination of memory and aphantasia, I guess. It's about travel. I've travelled so much for work and pleasure, I guess, as well. And yeah, I remember very little of it. So, I mean, it's not like I don't know I've gone to places, but I mean, if I list the places I've gone to, I've been to United States, I think about, for work, probably about 8 times. I've been to South Korea, I've been to India, I've been to Europe, Barcelona, Germany, Paris, Sweden, for holidays, Italy, Spain, Portugal. And yeah, I remember pretty much, not very much really. I've even been to Mexico for the day. When I was in the United States on holiday once for 3 weeks, we went from by road from New York to Los Angeles in the 1980s. I went, and I remember so little. I got snapshots of what happened, just bare bits. And you think, I was 18 at the time, my first flight, transatlantic flight without parents. I should have massive amounts of memories. The only reason, I really think the only reason I can trigger memories of any significance from there, and they're not even that significant, is because there are pictures, and they're not even very good pictures because they're so faded now. Because this is, we'll say 1980, it's like years ago. But I just don't remember the experience. I've got no emotional experience. Was I excited? Was I happy? Was I sad? Don't know. Absolutely nothing. I'm just guessing. Now I'm assuming I'd be happy, and I'm assuming I'd be thinking, yeah, this is good. But in broad terms, I don't have any memories at all. Sorry for the noise, the cat's coming back. So, what happens? Where do these go? We've got to stop that for the cat. Sorry, had to let the cat back in. So where was I? Yeah, so I've got no emotional memories, no tangible events I can think about other than vague slices of things. Now, I had a look at memory and think, well, what is a memory? And I went back to what the Latin definition of memoir and things like that, and trying to understand it, and you kind of think, well, what is it that I have then? Is it a memory? Well, I think it is a memory, but it's so stripped away of anything of any significance. It almost becomes a fact, and therefore the semantic memory that I've discussed before on one of these clips. So the experience side is just not there, but even the fact side, I mean, imagine if you'd gone 3 weeks, or you'd done the trips I have for some of these plane rides and train rides, they would exist in your mind as facts. But not even that. I mean, if you said to me, okay, chronologically, right, for the last 20 years, write down every year I travelled and where did I go, work or business, sorry, work or pleasure, I couldn't do that. It's not that level, even that basic level of detail doesn't exist. It's not even like I can think, oh yeah, I went to Italy that year, I went to Spain 3 years ago. I can't tell. I literally have to go back to Google Pictures, Facebook, things that physically store where I was, when I was, as a GPS coordinate or with a picture. So why is that so difficult? Now, I can totally understand this is going to be aphantasia. Totally understand. But what comes first? Does the memory problem come first, or does the aphantasia? Now, logic to me would think the aphantasia comes first, and therefore it doesn't produce the memories. But I know people with aphantasia that don't have a memory problem in the same way I'm describing it. So what's happening in their situation? Now, I've discussed this before and touched on it before, but I just wanted to express the overwhelming amount of information that should be in my head. you know, it's not like I've never left town. I visited so many places. I've been to Delhi for 4 days on a business trip. I've been to Vegas 3 times for work. These are things which should be mentally significant in terms of memories. I should have these memories. But take the Las Vegas. I was there for CES 3 times. So you're there for 5 days, probably 7 in some cases where we stayed the weekend. Literally, I have got snapshot, fleeting glimpses of things with no idea of who was in the room, what we were saying, what the conversation was about. Literally nothing. The plane ride to get there. Where did I sit on the plane? Not a clue. I've got a vague idea of one of the trips. The others, nothing. I've got an idea of where I was for some plane rides. Like I went to South Korea, we got upgraded to first class. That was significant enough for me to remember. But what year did I go? Don't know, I'd have to guess. Now, I'm imagining people are watching this and thinking, yeah, okay, I'm similar to this, or I'd have someone that doesn't have a memory problem or aphantasia, and they're similar to that. And I totally agree that can happen. My question is why? And trying to understand the bits of the puzzle, because I think there are clues in how this fits together, and I think the more I can articulate and others can articulate this, the more that science can learn from the puzzle that exists from the people that can describe it, because you wouldn't get that if you took an MRI picture of my mind. You don't get that level of detail. That is not what's described in that image. It doesn't have that level of detail. That is not what it takes. It's for me and others to articulate and tell, this is the story we've got, like the lady first did on in the Wired magazine for the ESTAM condition, when it was described and everyone looked at it and thought, wow, this is something different. But you really can't, if you've not experienced it like this, it's really difficult, because the trouble is I always thought it wasn't different. And the more I start to understand it, the more I realise how varied everyone is. Now, the thing is, I've always said to myself, I wouldn't beat myself up for how I am. You are how you are, that is it. For those that don't know me that well, it's going to be many of you. I lost someone in 2005. We were together 20 years and she passed away. And I share about it in the book a little bit, but really it's that level of stuff. It should be significant. I should have memories for it, but I don't. And that's sad. And that's the bit I am sad about, the things that I want to hold on to. But things that I just accept as the way they are, I think it's just how things are. But what I really want to do is I want people in the future to benefit from what's being shared now, because I know that the important thing now is to think, well, okay, what can I do to improve what I've got? Like, I take so many pictures when I'm on holiday, and it's the kind of pictures I'm taking now that are different. Because before, if you said to me, what did I take a couple of years ago? Because I've looked at the pictures, so I know what I was taking to what I take now, so I know why they're different. A couple of years ago, before I knew about any of this, the memory and the aphantasia and the things being as they are, I took pictures of things, ornaments, the sea, stuff. It was things, not people. Now it's a balance of probably as many of people as things, but they're not staged pictures. It's not like, oh, let's do a selfie and we all look in the same way and same direction and all that kind of stuff. These are more relaxed pictures. So it's me looking away thinking, oh yeah, I'll take a picture now of everyone, what they're doing. And that is more helpful than I think the staged pictures. I don't know why yet, and I'm still trying to understand that. But when it comes to work travel now, when it comes to travel for holidays or pleasure, literally take as many pictures as you can. It's the great advantage with digital. You can delete them afterwards. If you think, oh, I don't really like that, you can delete it afterwards. So now I take literally hundreds of pictures and videos. Must have hundreds of hours of videos. Now, a warning for people that have videos or pictures only in one place. It is really easy to lose them. So my advice, have it in more than one place. For me, this is how bad I am at this. I have Google Pictures and I have iOS. and also try and store them physically, because there's always a chance you're going to lose something either digitally or stored somewhere. So make sure you get this stuff backed up. I did spend a bit of time in IT, so you can understand why I say that. I've had people come and say to me, I've lost my data. Please, if you take pictures and need to, as I do, back up your data, back up the pictures. It's so depressing if you lose stuff you didn't want to, or anything like that. Anyway, so pictures, I definitely have changed how I take pictures now. And not just in holiday or the work stuff, even normally pictures, even when I'm at home or even doing things like this, I'm definitely more conscious of capturing the moment of what it is, as much as, oh, that's a bit of a rock or that's a bit of a house. Much more. Before, I probably looked like an architectural study picture or a geology study picture, my portfolio of pictures, but they're much more people now, and I think that's because I understand this more, and I want to share it with myself and not just other people. It's me trying to remember. I did have a talk with someone this week about whether to write a diary, and I think I'm going to try and do that. And I don't know how many of you got memory conditions or aphantasia that think about doing something like that now you're aware, but I'm definitely going to think about how to write one. She had some really good ideas, and I think I'm going to have a think of how to do that, because I want to start properly and do it. I think there's no point in kind of doing the gym membership, go for 2 weeks and then never go again. So I think if I'm going to do this, I want to do it kind of properly. But anyway, that was today's thought, really. I just wanted to share that because it was something I was thinking about yesterday. I was watching a travel program and I was thinking, I've been so many places and I just can't remember them. And I suppose that's something I'm not upset about, but I wish I could. But the fact I've been is important, and I've got pictures for some of these things. But I think it's so important to capture our lives as they are. And I think we'll do that more through technology now, through smartphones and other things. But I just wanted to say, it reminded me that I know so little now about my life before technology. So if you go back past 2000, so little of it is documented because the technology wasn't available to do it. So I'm going to do it now a lot more, but it would be nice to go back and capture some of that stuff and at least work out when things happened, or what did I do, or where did I go. But anyway, it's today's thought. Share if you've got some experiences you want to share. I'm happy to answer questions, but what do you think about this question of travel and memory and aphantasia, and how much do we remember, or do you remember very little in terms of details like me, but bits of where you've been, like I've explained today? Thanks for watching.